Hey everybody, how's it going? Sir Mike K coming to you right now for another ship review. My ship review, this will be my very first review of the USS Summers. Actually, this is my second review of the Summers. My first review, you guys can watch it over on the other YouTube channels. I actually like this boat. This boat is really good. And let me explain why I think this boat is pretty good. Now, obviously, this boat, since it is in testing phase, is still subject to change. It probably can and will change more than once. So the Summers is a Tier 10 destroyer. It has four turrets of 2 apiece. So you got 8 127s. Now, these are not the 127s that you would normally associate with an American DD, as they are not dual purpose. These are single purpose turrets. They're different. They're just a little bit different. So that renders its AA at 6. That's right, 6 AA. So you're very vulnerable to planes, and I think the length of your AA is only 1.9 kilometers. So you can literally leave your AA on the entire time because you are spotted faster than your AA is effective. So that's one aspect of this boat that's a little bit of a downside. The other aspect of this boat that's a little bit of a downside is the reload. The reload is 5 seconds. It's not terrible, but if you take BFT, you can get it down to 4.5, which makes it formidable. And you can still brawl with that extra back gun. You can actually do pretty well against something that you're going to go up against, say a Gearing or something. You're still going to get probably out damaged because you don't turn as well, and your guns are a little bit slower than something like the Daring. That's still probably going to be the top of the charts there, the Daring. This isn't going to win any damage records because of its guns. Now, if you are using your gun, you can do very well on your guns. If you have a battleship that you're shooting at, you can set fires. You can do a pretty decent amount of damage to these things just by its AP and its HE alone on the broadside of targets. Now, I highly recommend that under 5 kilometers, you probably could do some really serious damage to cruisers as well, the light cruisers. But if you're doing that and you're that close, you're probably dead. But if you're not, then you have some other tools for yourself. What are your other tools? Torpedoes. And does it have a lot of torpedoes? Yes, it does. Well, it has 12 torpedoes. It has 3 racks of 4, giving 3 times 4 is 12, and they're Gearing-sized torpedoes. And when I say Gearing-sized, they do the same amount of damage as the Gearing Pete's at 17,900. They go 16 and a half kilometers, and they go at 66 knots. That's the same as the Gearing. These are really good torpedoes. I kind of like these things. It's a lot of fun to play this boat. You are a zoning master. You want to push people out, or maybe have an area, deniability areas that you as a destroyer are waiting for your team to come in there. You can drop these sets of Pete's, stagger them out, whatever. The reloads on them aren't terrible either. They reload at a nice 110.5 seconds, as opposed to the Gearing that will reload at 142. So you got about 30 seconds or so, give or take. You got about 30 seconds of reload ahead of what the Gearing is for more torpedoes. I'm assuming because they're smaller racks, I guess. I don't know, but overall gameplay, pretty good. I've had some pretty good games in there when I actually hit the torpedoes. Most of the time, you don't ever count on your torpedoes when you're playing as a DD, because if you are counting, you're going to be greatly disappointed when you don't do a lot of damage. So you have to supplement that in other ways, spotting the DDs. And then this is not a very aggressive DD because you don't turn very well, and when you're facing other Tier 10 DDs, they kind of just out damage you. They're just a lot better at that. If you need to play at long range, then you can play at long range with your torpedoes. You can start out kind of a hybrid style. I'm going to play long range and then use my guns, and then if you get beat up or whatever, just back off and just start dropping PEDs out there. Just chunk them, man. Who cares? So in that aspect, I guess it's the American shimmy on that aspect alone. But overall, let me give this a number. Let me see if I can put this into a number of where should you go to get this thing. Now, they did say the Summers was going to be released as a steel ship in the future. They did not say when, and they did not say how much, but they did say that it was going to be released as a steel boat. Save up your steel for this one. And in fact, I would say forget everything else that you have on there. If you have it all, fine, get this one, no problem. Boom, that's all you're having to do. But if you're having a choice, like if you're having a choice, do I get the JB or do I get the Georgia? Well, I'm going to tell you to get the JB all day because it's just overall I think it has more to do with the game than the Georgia does. Now Stalingrad or the Summers, Neustrashimy or the Summers, I would take the Summers over all of these. I know the Stalingrad's a really good boat, but I would take the Summers over that because that's what I'm left with in that steel port. I'm left getting the Neustrashimy or the Stalingrad. Now that I know that the Summers is coming out for steel, I'm saving it. I ain't buying that. I ain't buying none of that crap. I want that Summers. That Summers is going to be great. You guys are going to want this boat. So overall, decent guns. They hit like a truck, but they load real slow. You got a lot of torpedoes that come out pretty quick, 110 and a half seconds. Pretty good. Survivability is all right. The detection's okay. Overall, this boat is fantastic. Pick this one up as soon as you can. That means getting into the rank battles, getting into a clan that is actually doing clan battles, and go play this stuff so you can save up some of this steel prior to when it does release. Overall gameplay, fun. You want to say fun? I don't really attribute fun to how good a boat is or not because it's all relative to anybody else. But I give this one, you know what, dude? I'm going to give this one a 9. Like I had so much fun playing this thing and just really denying areas with these torpedoes. And when you hit them, yeah, you did good. When you didn't, you still did okay because you were able to smoke up and you know throw some shells out there and you did okay against other DDs. It's all right, but overall, I had a lot of fun playing this boat. This was really good. Thank you guys very much for watching. I am Sir VenomIK. This is my Tier 10 Summers review. Now, this is, like I said, again, work in progress. So you guys take that into consideration before making your decision to save up for the steel. Earl, I love you, and we'll see you guys next time. Salutes, my friends.